Sewage is not an excellent medium for the growth of A. Aquatic creatures, B. Protozoa, C. Virus, D. Pathogenic bacteria. The correct answer is aquatic creatures. Which of the following pair is correctly matched? A. Heat transfer thermal diffusivity, B. Mass transfer diffusion coefficient, C. Momentum transfer kinematic viscosity, D. All ABC are correctly matched. The correct answer is all ABC are correctly matched. Rate of chemical reaction is not much affected if the reactants are in form A. Solids, B. Liquids, C. Either A or B, D. Gaseous. The correct answer is either A or B. Materials used for making permanent magnets containing iron and nickel are made by technique A. Powder metallurgy, B. Casting, C. Forging, D. None of these. The correct answer is forging. Lubrication is done to control A. Friction, B. Wear, C. Temperature, D. All ABC. The correct answer is all ABC. Lead is most readily dissolved in A. Acetic acid, B. Hydrochloric acid, C. Nitric acid, D. Sulfuric acid. The correct answer is acetic acid. Which of the following is a synthetic abrasive? A. Corundum, B. Emery, C. pumice, D. Silicon carbide. The correct answer is silicon carbide. Dezincification is a form of corrosion which specifically applies to A. Steel, B. Brass, C. Stainless steel, D. Babic metal. The correct answer is brass. Water hammer in pipelines results when the flowing fluid A. has very high velocity, B. has very high pressure, C. is brought to rest by gradually closing a valve, D. is suddenly brought to rest by closing a valve. The correct answer is suddenly brought to rest by closing a valve. The preferred alloying element for low temperature applications of steel is A. Cr, B. N, C. Mo, D. Ni. The correct answer is Ni. Out of the following, the dimensionless quantity is A. specific weight, B. viscosity, C. Mach number, D. density. The correct answer is Mach number. When a copper ball is heated, the largest percentage increase will be in its A. radius, B. area, C. mass, D. volume. The correct answer is volume. Which of the following hardness tests uses the depth of penetration caused by the indentor as the parameter for arriving at the hardness value of a material? A. Shor-Selroscope test, B. Vickers hardness test, C. Brinell hardness test, D. Rockwell hardness test. The correct answer is Rockwell hardness test. The most commonly used moderator in nuclear power plant is A. graphite, B. light water, C. heavy water, D. beryllium. The correct answer is graphite. In an isochoric process, A. there is no transfer of mass and energy, B. free expansion of an ideal gas occurs, C. no mechanical work is done by the system, D. all ABC. The correct answer is no mechanical work is done by the system. Coke is added in the blast furnace to A. reduce melt the iron ore, B. increase the fluidity of slag, C. remove sulfur phosphorus from molten metal, D. none of these. The correct answer is reduce melt the iron ore. A balanced draught boiler furnace employs draught fan. A. induced, B. forced, C. both A, B, D. neither A nor B. The correct answer is both A, B. Aluminium oxide, an abrasive, is used for grinding A. ceramics, B. High-speed steel. C. Cemented carbide. D. None of these. The correct answer is high-speed steel. In a casting, cold shut defect is caused by A. Low pound temperature. B. Melt mold reactions. C. Faulty gating system. D. Very low mold permeability. The correct answer is low pound temperature. Even minute presence of impurities in copper impairs its electrical conductivity seriously. Electrolytic refining of blister copper is resorted to when A. Cheap electricity is available. B. The precious metal content of copper is high. C. There is a demand for ultrapure 99.99 electrolytic copper. D. All ABC. The correct answer is all ABC. Which of the following metals can be extracted from its ore by both pyrometallur-gical as well as hydrometallurgical methods? A. Copper. B. Zinc. C. Both A, B. D. Neither A nor B. The correct answer is both A, B. If a heat transfer surface is pock-marked with a number of cavities, then as compared to a smooth surface the heat transfer by will not increase. A. Convection. B. Nucleate boiling. C. Radiation. D. Conduction. The correct answer is convection. Piezoelectric is a material A. whose properties is midway between the constituent materials. B. which gets polarized when stressed. C. in which magnetizing force reduces when current flowing through it is increased. D. which changes dimensions due to applied field. The correct answer is which gets polarized when stressed. Oxygen content below % in air contaminated with nitrogen does not support combustion and is unsafe for humane exposure. A. 18. B. 16. C. 14. D. 12. The correct answer is 16. Moist air is cooled along the line of constant when it is passed over a cold dry cooling coil such that no condensation occurs. A. Enthalpy. B. Relative humidity. C. Wet bulb temperature. D. Dew point temperature. The correct answer is dew point temperature. Production of 1 ton of steel plate in a modern integrated steel plant in India consumes about kWh of electricity. A. 50. B. 250. C. 450. D. 850. The correct answer is 450. Ceramic tips for the cutting tool are prepared from powder. A. Carbon. B. Silicon carbide. C. Aluminium oxide. D. Tungsten. The correct answer is aluminium oxide. Fatigue strength of a metal is improved by A. Overstressing. B. Scratching the surface. C. Raising the temperature. D. Understressing. The correct answer is understressing. Saturated steam at a pressure of 25 kg cm2 is throttled to attain 5 kg cm2. Then the outcoming steam will be A. Wet. B. Saturated. C. Superheated. D. None of these. The correct answer is superheated. An orange peel effect is observed. A. As a defect during metal casting welding. B. During deep drawing of metallic sheet having large grain size. C. During faulty heat treatment of steel. D. During extrusion of metal through a die. The correct answer is during deep drawing of metallic sheet having large grain size. The magnitude of water hammer caused in pipe flow is independent of the A. Pipe length. B. Fluid flow stoppage rate. C. Fluid temperature. D. Time of valve closure. The correct answer is fluid temperature. A metalloid possesses the characteristics of both the metals and non-metals. Which of the following is not a metalloid? A. Arsenic. B. Antimony. C. Lead. D. None of these. The correct answer is lead. No cutting fluid is normally used while machining. A. Cast iron. B. Aluminium. C. Mild steel. D. Stainless steel. The correct answer is cast iron. Two solutions A1 A2 have pH value of 2.6 respectively. It implies that the solution A1 is more alkaline than solution A2. B. A1 is highly acidic. C. A2 is very slightly acidic. D. Both of C. The correct answer is both of C. Which of the following is a disaccharide? A. Lactose. B. Starch. C. Cellulose. D. Fructose. The correct answer is lactose. Hardness tensile strength of austenitic stainless steel can be increased by A. Tempering. B. Cold working. C. Normalizing. D. Hardening. The correct answer is cold working. Which of the following metals occurs in nature in their free metallic state? A. Ag. B. PbZn. C. Cuni. D. None of these. The correct answer is none of these. The most suitable material for a sewer for carrying storm water is A. Asbestos cement. B. Cast iron. C. Mild steel. D. Cement concrete. The correct answer is cement concrete. In a totally irreversible isothermal expansion process for an ideal gas E0H0, then Q and S will be A. Q0S0, B. Q0SVE, C. Q0SVE, D. QVESVE. The correct answer is Q0SVE. Sulfur is melted in the sulfuric acid plant most commonly by employing A. Electrical heater. B. Steam heater. C. Direct fuel oil-fired heater. D. Gas-fired furnace. The correct answer is steam heater. In 1841 high-speed steel 1841 respectively denote the percentage of A. Chromium tungsten vanadium. B. Tungsten chromium vanadium. C. Tungsten vanadium chromium. D. Tungsten chromium molybdenum. The correct answer is tungsten chromium vanadium. Role of a collector in froth flotation is to A. Form a water-repelling film on the mineral surface. B. Create and stabilize the froth. C. Act as a surface. D. Collect the minerals according to their specific gravity. The correct answer is form a water-repelling film on the mineral surface. For the running of power-generating turbines, the steam used should be A. Wet. B. Superheated. C. At ordinary pressure. D. None of these. The correct answer is superheated. Creep consideration is the most important in case of the A. Blades of gas turbines. B. Steam engine flywheel. C. Cast iron pipes. D. Cycle chains. The correct answer is blades of gas turbines. The diffusion coefficient of Ni in Cu at 1000 K is 1.93 x 1016 m2 S1 and it is 1.94 x 1014 m2 S1 at 1200 K. The activation energy in J.mole 1 for the diffusion of Ni in Cu is A. 130, B. 180, C. 230, D. 250. The correct answer is 230. Which of the following has rotten eggy smell? A. Hydrogen sulfide. B. Styrene. C. Phenol. D. Dimethylamine. The correct answer is hydrogen sulfide. Freezing of 35 oleum during its shipment in winter is avoided by the addition of small amount of A. Hydrochloric acid. B. Methyl alcohol. C. Formic acid. D. Nitric acid. The correct answer is nitric acid. In hot working dynamic recovery occurs in A. Metals of low stacking fault energy. B. Metals of high stacking fault energy e.g. iron. C. Single crystal of Ni-based superalloys. D. None of these. The correct answer is metals of high stacking fault energy e.g. iron. Which of the following manufacturing processes produces the strongest components? A. Forging. B. Cold rolling. C. Hot rolling. D. Die casting. The correct answer is forging. Cast iron compared to steel is better in A. Ductility. B. Strength. C. Malleability. D. Fluidity castability. The correct answer is fluidity castability.